So Wendy Williams was on the other day. That bitch. And I was not watching her. Let me just disclaimer. I don't watch this bitch. I don't support anything she does. I can't stand her. But uh, she was on in the background in the other room, and it was just loud enough for me to hear her. This heifer. And she, oh God. First of all, she was talking about celebrities and, giving her little gossip on that shit. And Wendy Williams, you are the epitome of like a mouthpiece puppet because you just are one of the low level fucking people who perpetuate the this facade of Hollywood. For instance, you speak on like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian and their baby, and I think they're so in love and da 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 da. And you are that person who makes the dumb people, believe like, oh, this is really them. Oh, they're really married. Oh, they're just so in love. Kanye West isn't gay. Like you are that person. You're like the beard spokesperson. You're like the gay beard spokesperson. And I mean, I should know. Think I have a pretty good gaydar, so, it's always obvious when people are trying to master sexuality in Hollywood. You just have to, you just pay attention. But Wendy Williams, like, you are such a fucking pickle. You are not cute, first of all. You talk about everybody and their mama up and down up in Hollywood. I mean, it's not really anything to make people think critically over or anything like that. It's just Hollywood stupid drama. And I'm sure half the people in your audience are just mindless drones sitting there clapping when they're told to clap anyway. But God, they're yeah. After like every sentence he goes, yeah. Like, and I just don't know what your appeal is. Like, why do people like you? You got these big ass titties, which I'm sure are fake. You wear these ridiculous drag queen wigs. I mean, you could probably be a drag queen, like for real, who just is real passable and got on TV just because you talk a lot of shit. But why? I don't understand why people like you. And I think it's mostly gays and white women. Because I don't know too many black women who are like, oh, Wendy Williams, like, I love her. Like, I just don't understand. You are the epitome of a sellout. With your terrible wigs. Up on TV, just talking about everybody, like, just gossiping left and right. Like, Wendy, shut the fuck up. Then this bitch, she had the nerve to have Rachel Maddow on there. For those of you who don't know who she is, she used to have her own show on MSNBC called, I think, the Rachel Maddow Show. She got fired for some reason, I don't know. But she's a little lesbian and she looks all well, she didn't look as butch as she did on this episode of Wendy Williams, because by this point I had walked out because they started talking about the whole Nelson Mandela sign language dude. But yeah, so Wendy Williams had Rachel Maddow on her show, and they were talking about the whole Nelson Mandela thing, and I guess she was there or something. I wasn't really paying attention. What caught me is when they were talking about the sign language guy, because I'm like, okay, this was a serious thing, and for Wendy Williams to be talking about it, first of all, I'm sure she ain't gonna make it serious. She's gonna lightheartedly play on it, like, oh yeah, make a couple of jokes about it, because no one really needs to know about the important things in the world. Not to say that was like super major important, but so they're like, oh, she's like, oh, what did you think about that? Like that, oh, asking Rachel Maddow, what did you think about that? And they're just sitting there talking about it and kind of joking around, of course. And it was funny because Rachel Maddow was like talking about that situation that she kind of went off subject and kind of got like into some political stuff and like getting into some true stuff, like kind of sort of, and then Wendy Williams was like, okay, like, and see, you know. So Wendy Williams, I don't fuck with you, and yeah, I just want to say that Wendy Williams, you are some bullshit, and if you went away, I would not be upset. Speaking of people going away, motherfucking speaking of people going away, I might as well just knock this shit out in one video. Justin Bieber. So apparently he's retiring. Now, I will believe this shit when I see it, like when he is just gone forever. But I find it very interesting, his reasons for wanting to retire. Now, Lady Gaga, I'm getting there. Justin Bieber, I put in the same category as Lady Gaga because they both popped the fuck up out of nowhere and just rose to fame like yesterday. And you cannot rise that fast and maintain your status, which I have talked about before in one of my other videos. You cannot rise to that status that fast and expect to maintain that, because that's a lot of pressure. Especially because people, and especially fans in America, are so damn fickle. Like, they like anything the next day. Like, they onto some new shit the next day. So you have to really learn how to appeal to these consumers, which Justin Bieber, I definitely don't think can do for years upon years. Like a long-term artist, no. Like, your shit was cute because you were young and you were like, oh, with your little hair in your face and shit, like a little teenage boy, oh, teeny bopper. Like, that shit was cute for what it was. That was your gimmick. But as you get older, nigga, the whole Miley Cyrus twin ain't working. Cause you two look like fucking splitting images of each other practically. And yeah, and I mean, Miley Cyrus got that shit on lock, so what are you really gonna do? I mean, getting all thugged out may work kinda sorta, but it still wouldn't be very believable. So yeah, I guess he does have to retire. But I think it's funny because if he actually does retire, I will be surprised at that, because Toni Braxton wanted to retire, I think, quite a few times, and this bitch is still making albums. Okay? I just want to say, once you sell out like that, you have sold out. Like, they own you. You may think you are retiring, and sure, they give you some hiatus time, but sooner or later, they're going to want your ass back in the studio making them another album so they can get some more money to take it to the bank. So, I mean, if Justin Bieber really does retire, I will be surprised at that. But these record companies, they fucking own these people. Like, they are their slaves. So, it may just be a fucking bunch of hoopla. I mean, look at Waka Flocka Flame. As a prime example. He's a rapper, white people. He even was talking about getting out of the music industry. And fucking, I think 6 months later, oh, he's doing features on fucking people's albums and shit. Then he put out his own album. They got to him. They got him. That's how they do. So, blood in, blood out. Just like a gang. But, anyway. Wendy Williams, you are some bullshit. Ugh, hate you. I don't hate you. Hate is a strong word. But you're pointless. Go away. Shit. Like Guy Fieri. At least Guy Fieri is fucking talking about food. You don't talk about shit. Anyway, Markis Moment. Ta-da.